of these things, whatever held pride of place, whatever held hegemony, didn't cease to exist. But it does have to reconfigure and drop back and rethink itself. Protestantism is not going to die, but it is going to have to drop back and rethink.
If you're going to lead, at some point you're going to have to betray your ancestors.
You have to betray your ancestors. I never heard it put that way, but that's absolutely right.
It's stuck.
That's right. And some betrayals are good, I think, especially when we start talking about the academy. And because the academy is a child of the lead-up, if you will, to a great emergence. There's always a period of about 150 years before each of these things. It's called the peri, if you're academic. If you're me, you call it the tick-up. It doesn't matter. But the peri-emergence started in about 1840. The peri-reformation is usually dated from 1390, or the tick-up. But
sort of the tilling of the ground before.
And the academy is clearly, with the 30th anniversary, is clearly a product of that peri-emergence. It's the beginning of, and when we start throwing out cisterns or betraying our ancestors, we have to remember that something wonderful almost always comes out of it. And, you know, Roman Catholicism 500 years ago had to do the Council of Trent, and that was fine. It reinstituted the Inquisition. That wasn't so good. But in the course of it also, out of it came what? Ignatius of Loyola.
Yeah, St. Francis.
Here you've got Jesuit. I mean, they're now leading the church, right? In case you've noticed, the last 6 weeks have become really important.
Really important.
Yeah, but a whole new form of spirituality. And one of the things that fascinates me about the emergence that's going on now is spirituality is being redefined. This basically is about ecclesiology, and to some extent about theology, but it sure is about spirituality too. It's being redefined, and I think the academy has to, along with Renovar and some other things, but has clearly given the opening expression, if you will, to what that shift's going to look like and how it's going to shift.
Right. People of faith have a role to play.
Absolutely.
In the midst of that. It's not that we are losing something, but that we are being called into a fresh expression, into something new. One of the things that I read in your book was that what we are doing is watching the formation of a new presentation of faith.
Absolutely. There's no question about that.
That really turns it for me from being something of despair to a shift to hey, folks, this is an exciting new time. It's a time of change and fervor, and let's not sit and there's some mourning that's going to have to happen, but let's not just sit and do that. Let's see what is the role we have to play, and how do we enter into this as people of faith.